Hello, Zach. How's going?
Are you well?
Yeah, all good. Thank you for your time to join this interview with me. Here I prepare several questions asked by myself and also other Hong Kong punters. Shall we start now?
Of course.
Yes, thank you. So the first question is, we would like to know, how did you spend your summer break this year, staying in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, of course. I couldn't go anywhere. It just didn't make sense to leave Hong Kong and then have to do the isolation period when I returned. So I spent most of my time downstairs here. We bought a swimming pool for the kids, so they were able to splash around in that. We went hiking a little bit. We went to the beach. Luckily for us, some owners gave us their boats, so we went out on them a few times, and we went for lunch a little bit as well. So we kept ourselves busy. I must admit it ended up being a better off season than what I thought it was going to be. We had a good time, but I'm looking forward to the racing starting now.
Yeah, sure. And Zach, do you enjoy the holiday like this?
Well, I did enjoy it. I can't say that I didn't. We had very good weather all the way through, except for a few days there where we had a little bit of rain. But it's been nice. It's been hot. It's been sunny. We have had a good time. It's not the same as going to Europe or maybe back home to Australia or something like that, but we've had a good time.
Yes, that's good. So about your riding career in Hong Kong, can you name 3 memorable victories in Hong Kong?
Oh, geez, I suppose winning the Hong Kong Derby would have to be right up there as one highlight.
好，你入直路咯喎！前面透出嘅馬呢，仲係呢個王者無敵，中間追上嚟有呢隻榮彩繽紛啊！向入邊精彩鬥士弊啦，打困籠啊！中間追上嚟嘅馬有大印銀紙，跟住佢一齊出咗一直震撼啊！外邊上緊嚟準備就緒，最後200米到啦，戰利品透出咗，大印銀紙直震撼出邊追佢，響埋邊仲個醒目名區，最後100米戰利品仲係佔先，直震撼同埋醒目名區分連2、3米，接近終點，打俾你贏啊！戰利品第2名有直震撼同埋醒目名區係相當接近啊！結果打比大賽，潘頓、蔡約翰咁啊合作嘅坐騎就係呢匹戰利品。
Everyone wants to win that race, and fortunately for me, I was able to do that. I would say maybe my first international on Ambitious Dragon. That was, it set the tone for the years to come.
好啦，入直路咯喎，前面透出仲係呢個糖包斯高包裝選擇上啲啦，咁啊再見到中檔位置有呢個拜倫勳爵啊，響中檔位置精彩日子上緊嚟啦，再跟住一齊出仲有軍事攻略啊，外邊上緊嚟噶嘛，仲有呢個紅心威龍啊，鬥到嚟最後200啦，精彩日子已經係脫穎而出啦，外邊紅心威龍嘭嘭聲上緊嚟，再喺入邊仲有呢個拜倫勳爵，最後100米精彩日子佔先，但係咧見到紅心威龍3幾步已經將佢追過，紅心威龍贏啊，第2名精彩日子，第3名呢有包裝選擇拜倫勳爵需要影相啊！咁啊結果呢，紅心威龍好清脆咁樣呢，將呢隻精彩日子擊敗翻啦。
It gave the owners and trainers confidence that I was able to get those races, get the job done in those races, and fortunately for me, I've had a very good day on International Day ever since then. And maybe Beauty Generation when he. His 9th race in a row in that season where he remained unbeaten. He's the first horse to win 9 races in one season, so that was a fantastic performance, and I took a great deal of satisfaction out of that.
So you have been riding in Hong Kong for several seasons. Do you think is there any differences between the past to now in terms of the competition? For example, is it more easy or difficult to get a handy position during a race?
No, it's still very hard. Obviously, I've been here long now that I know the tracks very well. I know the tempo of the races. I know the form. I know the horses I'm up against. So that obviously makes it a little bit easier for me. But everything is always evolving and always changing here in Hong Kong. We have many different jockeys come in and out throughout the season, and that always changes the dynamics of those races. But maybe I could be getting on, horses with better chances on a more regular basis, and I have more confidence in their ability and what they're able to do. And then I just get there and execute it. There's no real recipe to it. Maybe I've got the confidence to do it. Obviously, it helps. But I've had tremendous success, especially these last few years, and hopefully I can carry that on.
So good luck. So about the horses in Hong Kong from class 1 to class 5, what class do you think is not even in terms of the horses' quality?
I'd probably say, class 4 is probably the most uneven class, because you get horses that come in here that are unraced and you don't know how good they could be. They could be a 100 rating horse starting off on a rating of 52. So it gives them a massive advantage. But that's also one of the advantages of buying an unraced horse here in Hong Kong. You could be buying a champion, and I hope that's always going to be the case. But the races that probably lack the most depth in them, I would say, are probably the class 1 and class 2 races. You get a lot of horses that get to that class and aren't quite good enough to be there, so they're uncompetitive, and you get some horses that have been racing group races and want to come back down in class to the class 1 races, but they get hammered with a big weight, and not really a lot in between, so there might only sometimes be 2 or 3 chances in those races. If the club could somehow try and work out a formula to make those races stronger or more competitive, then I think it would help everyone.
I see. So which type of victory do you like the most, such as winning with a front runner, or sitting midfield, or riding from last to first?
Yeah, it doesn't really worry me. It just depends what it is and what track and distance I'm at. I'm happy to lead in front. I enjoy leading, and I have no problem with leading, but obviously also if you sit back last, you can duck and dive and weave your way through the field, and that can sometimes feel a lot more exciting. But as long as I'm winning, it doesn't matter where I come from.
Just winning is okay, right?
That's it.
That's good. So as I interviewed Alex's father last week, he mentioned that you are the best jockey to ride from the last to the first among all the jockeys in Hong Kong. So Zach, who do you think is the best jockey in Hong Kong to ride the horses from last to start besides you?
It's a very difficult question, and it's I must thank Alexi for appreciating the work that I do. Obviously, he's a fantastic jockey, and he's going to do well again this season. But it's a difficult question because it mostly comes down to what the horse you're riding is capable of. So it's not easy to get on those right types of horses, but obviously Moreira, he's fantastic from any position in the field, but if I was to pick someone else outside of him, I think I'd probably go with Matthew Chadwick. He's underrated, and he can come from back in the field and weave his way through, and he's shown many times he can get the job done riding a horse in that manner.
So you just mentioned Alexis is a fantastic jockey, and he will be riding in full season. Do you think it helps the competition?
Well, it does. It certainly gives the owners and trainers out there another option, and we all know him well. He's been here for a few seasons now, obviously on a temporary basis, flying in and flying out, but now he's going to be here more permanently. He's got a good rhythm on horses. He doesn't rush his horses into positions, but he just allows them to roll out of the gates and roll into a position. He can quite often sit wide on them and still be able to get horses to win. So, he's obviously got a lot of natural ability, and he's going to be a fierce competitor.
So we are really looking forward to the competition among all the jockeys here. Do you think the return of David Hayes can boost your chance to defend your jockey premiership? Because I remember you did some track work for his stable horse Criterion before.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't really ridden for David before, apart from riding Criterion in track work. I rode one horse for him in Australia about 6 years ago. So he's not a trainer that I really have a connection with, or an understanding of how he works. So hopefully, I can get a position in his yard. I think he's got a really strong stable. He's got a lot of nice stable transfers. He's bought some nice PPs to come in here, and there's no doubt he's got a lot of nice PPGs that he's put through his own system there at Lindsay Park as well. So I think he's going to be a very strong competitor this season, and hopefully I can be a part of that.
That's good. So about Beauty Generation, your partner, this horse is older in terms of age. Do you think age is just a number for him, and will you ride him until he retires one day?
Listen, obviously age affects all of us, and at some stage it will catch up with us, but I feel like he's still got plenty to offer. I think he showed during his last run last season that he's still got the fighting heart, and, you know, hopefully he can come back again this season and continue on that way. He still looks great, and he still looks like he's got the enthusiasm to race, and whilst he's got things, he's going to be competitive in anything that he runs in. And, you know, I think John Moore leaving, unfortunately, he's had to change stables, but sometimes when these horses change stables, it's like they have a new lease of life, and at his age, maybe that new lease of life might spring a little bit more of a spark into him and allow him to race on for a little bit longer. And let's not forget that he is a champion, and champions can do things that most horses can't. So I'm looking forward to riding him again this season.
I see, that would be really good. So, Zach, can you reveal some of the prospects this season that you already secured the ride or you hope to ride on?
I haven't really got any new horses that I've secured the rides on or anything that's coming through that I think might be outstanding. I'd love to secure the ride on Golden 60. Vincent's done a great job on him, but you know, I'm probably looking for a couple that David Hayes has got that he's brought in here, owned by the Lee family. They raced as Master Montaro and a Hero in Australia. They look like they're quite nice horses, and the Koch family have bought Talladega as well. So there's PPs that hopefully can run in the 4-year-old races, and you know, let's just hope that I can win another derby.
So we will see soon. So what are the main targets you set up for the new coming season?
The target I always set for the season is to try and ride 100 winners. I think if you ride 100 winners in Hong Kong, you've had a fantastic season. Anything above 100, you know, is cream on top of the cake. Of course, I would like to continue to win some big races on the horses I've been on, and hopefully find a horse for the derby. You know, they're the things I look for every season. And you know, there's no guarantees. I need the support from the owners, and I need the support from the trainers, and you know, hopefully that's the case. You know, no doubt I've got a lot of support out there, but you know, I definitely need to continue getting that to be able to keep doing.
Okay. So, Zach, do you have any long-term goal in the future? For example, would you like to become a horse racing trainer?
My wife keeps trying to push me to be a trainer in Hong Kong. She's horsey and she likes being in the stables. She quite often takes kids down there, and she would love for me to be a trainer. She's telling the owners already, and she's telling the club already that that they should think about giving me a license. You never know. Maybe they can give me a jockey trainer's license, and then I can go. Let's see what happens. I would say it's a small chance, but you never know what's going to happen.
So, okay, that would be good. So, thank you, Zach. That's the end of the interview. Thank you for your time, and all the best to the new coming season. Thanks for your time. See you. Bye-bye. Yeah.